So hello everyone and I welcome you all to the Rankplus JEE English. I'm your physics mentor helping you for your JEE 2025 journey. I hope you are as excited as I am for this session. All right everyone, let's light up this session with your energy. Drop your attendance in the chat along with the fire emojis if you are ready to crush today's topic. Let's see who's bringing the heat. Let's light up this session with your energy in the chat section. Wow, look at all the fires. Ratan, I was struggling with 2020 PYQs after the sessions. Will I able to do? Yes, 100%. I have already included some of the questions from the PYQs. So do not take tension. Let's start the session. In this session, I'll be covering each and every topic from the motion in a straight line. So there will be a quick theory. And also here, there is a division that from kinematics that includes the one dimensional, that means the motion in a straight line, the chapter which we are doing currently, motion in a straight line, and 2D, the motion in a plane. So if we see the trend that how many questions might come in your exam, so in 2024 we got 28 questions from this kinematics unit. In 2023 we got 37 questions from the kinematics unit. And if I'll talk about that, in how many sessions does your exams happen? So both of these exams, 23 and 24, happens in 20 shifts. So what does it mean? It means that at least one question will be there from kinematics. It might be from kinematics 1D or it might be from kinematics 2D. So you have to be prepared for both of these topics. So today I'll be covering the 1D session. So let's start with the very first topic which we have to do is the distance and displacement. As you all know that what does this displacement mean? This displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final point. So displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final point. For us, when we are calculating the displacement, the path is not important. We are only concerned about that from where the object started and from where it ends. From where it started and where it is ending. So only 2 points is important for us. Only 2 points is important for us while doing the calculation. The first one is the starting point and the second one is the ending point where the object ends its motion. We do not concerned about the path. We do not take path followed by the object in our calculation. We would not take that. We don't take path followed by the object in our calculations while doing the calculation. And if I'll talk about the distance, so distance is basically the actual path traveled by the object. This is the actual path traveled by the object. This is the first point which you have to remember. Traveled by the object. And the second point here, the path is important for us. Path is important for us, and also you have to include that in your notes that distance either remains same distance either remains same or increases. Distance never decreases. You would not see that the distance traveled by the object decreases. Distance never decreases. And if I'll talk about the displacement, displacement could increase, decrease, or remain same. Okay. And one thing also you can include in your notes, that distance is greater than or equals to the displacement. This simple thing was already been asked by the JEE exam. So I hope that this distance and displacement is clear to you. Is it clear, my dear? Can we move towards the questions? Let me check it how much it's clear. We can do this by solving this numerical. Let's solve this numerical, and do let me know how many of you can solve this and get the answer correct. Let me first put the timer in our board. So I'll be giving you 1.5 minutes. 90 minutes is sufficient. 10 seconds is already. So let me read your chats. Sir, how much time this class is going? I have just started this class, so you haven't missed anything. I just started it with the distance and displacement. Let's solve this question. See, what happens in physics is you have to be well aware with your concepts, and you can also learn new concepts by solving the numericals. There are two methods through which you can improve your physics skills. The first one is to read the concepts. Second one is to solve multiple questions on that concepts. Solve this, solve this. Devi, Ratan, Priyadarshini, Yogeshwaran. Okay, Yogesh. Where are you from? All chats visible. If you haven't subscribe our channel, please subscribe our channel, and there is also a Telegram group. Please join that Telegram group as well. So time is over, and I didn't get any response in the chat section. I didn't get any answer. Why is it so difficult? See here, a person moves. First of all, you must know about the direction, right? And you are to all our JEE aspirants, you must know that this is east, west, north, and south. Whenever you are reading the question, I always wanted you to please move your pen. When you are moving your pen, your neurons fires and your brain starts working. So here, a person moves 30 meter north. A person moves 30 meter north. I'm starting from here, A point, 30 meter north. This is the B point after traveling 30 meter north, and then 20 meter towards east. So the east side is here. He has traveled 20 meter, and then finally 30 root 2. So you know that this is the southwest direction. This is south, this is west, this is the southwest direction. So he is traveling 30 root 2 in southwest direction. And if I'm telling the southwest direction, what does it mean? It means that it is going at a 45 degree. It is going at a 45 degree, and here the value is 30 root 2. You know that if there is a right triangle and the side I'm considering here a right triangle, the length of the side is A. Here also the length of the side is A. If you calculate, if you use the Pythagoras theorem and calculate the hypotenuse, you will get root 2 A times, right? You know p square plus b square is equals to h square. So this is what I am telling you, that if you use Pythagoras theorem, you will be getting the h is equals to root 2a. So here, if this object moves at a 45 degree and travels 30 root 2, I can say, if I'll consider this as 30 meter, this as 30 meter, this side as 30 meter, this side as 30 meter, I'll be getting this as root 30 root 2. Can I say that? Right? And this is 20 meter. What does it mean? That this will also be 20 meter. So I can say that this will become 10 meter, and this is our ending point A, B, and you can say that this is from here to here. First this person moves from A to B towards the north, then towards east, then towards southwest, travels 30 root 2, and it ends up here at D point. This is the starting point at A. We have the ending point here. And the question is asking the displacement of the person from the origin, what it will be. So these are the options what we have. Whenever we have to calculate the displacement, we just have to see that from where the object started and where it's ending. So it started from A, ending here. The path is not important for me. Then I can assuredly say that the distance will be 10 meter. Displacement will be 10 meter here, right? But also I have to find out the direction. So direction, if I take this east, west, north, south directions here, I'll be getting the direction as west. I hope this question is clear to all of you. Are you clear with this question? Is it clear, my dear? So what you are writing, it will be posted in Telegram. Yes. You will get these notes on our Telegram group. The link is in the description. Also, you are getting a live chat, right? Here in the live chat, the pin chat, Rankplus JEE by Rankplus JEE English. Join Telegram for notes and the latest updates. So you will be getting these notes there. So do join that Telegram group. And usually I also take one-to-one mentorship sessions there also. That will help you to get any clarification regarding the JEE notifications or any updates what you want. You'll be getting there in our Telegram group. Shall we move? Shall we move? Shall we move? Yes. This question is from JEE Main 2024. This question is from JEE Main 2024. If you are able to solve these questions, then you have to cheer it up. Yes, you will be able to clear JEE Main 2024. There are so many students who are still in doubt that will they be able to clear the exam or not. I am saying that you have to be confident. Yes, you can. Solve this question. The question says a cyclist start from a P point. You have to be main concerned whenever look at what we have to find out. We have to find out the displacement of the cyclist. Whenever there is a question related to the displacement, the whole statement is you do not have to read the whole statement. You just have to see that from where the object is starting. So object starts from the point P. So this is my starting point of a circular ground of radius is given to us 2 km, and travels along the circumference to the point S. So it travels around the circumference, so it can goes from this direction, and one can say, sir, it can goes from this direction as well. So if this question asked us about the distance, we won't be able to give one distinct answer, because there could be two directions from where this object can travel from P to S, right? So this question is not asking the distance, because if this question will be asking the distance, we won't be able to give the distinct answer, right? So that's why this question is asking the displacement here. And the displacement, for the displacement, you just require the starting point and the ending point This is our starting point and this is our ending point. So to reach from starting point to end point, we just have to connect these 2 points. And if this is the radius, this is the radius, here the 90-degree, it will be root 2r. So radius is already given to us. It's 2 kilometer. I can say that the displacement is equals to 2 root 2 times r, 2 root 2 meter. But if we will see, if we meter, it's not meter, it's kilometer. So this is our answer. But if we see the options, none of the option is matching with the solution we got. So we have to change these options into our solution, or we have to change our solution to match the options given by the NTA. So to do so, what we can do is we can take this 2 inside this square root. We can write it as root 8 kilometer. This is our answer. I hope it's clear. Is it clear, my dear? Root 8, option A, Navdeep Devi. Sir, provide us NCRT marked PDF and PYQs marked which questions came directly from NCRT, at least for theoretical chapters. Yes, Navdeep, Deepu, I will do that, and I have already marked the NCRT for the modern physics and for the class 12th part. Okay, I'll share that on the Telegram group. So do join that Telegram group. Fine. You will get it. Let's move. Okay. Another question. What if we are getting a displacement? Displacement is given to us in a function t minus 2 square. And you have to find the distance traveled by the object 4 seconds. So consider this as a numerical type question. There is no options. Solve it. Displacement function is given to us, and we have to find out the distance. And you know that distance and displacement is altogether different. So how can we find out the distance here? Let's see how many of you can do it. Please answer in the chat. Navdeep, please remind me after the class. I'll post it. Clue. You require clue. Basically, the displacement equation gives us the position. Displacement equation gives us the position. That is the clue. So I can say that you can draw a table for this. Displacement equation is given to us. S is equals to t minus t square. And if I'll put t equals to 0, means the initial position. If you put t is equals to 0, you will be getting the position as 4, right? You are getting the position as 4 meter. It means that if I'll consider that this object is traveling in a straight line, this is the origin point, and from the origin I'm moving in the forward direction 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter, like that. So the initial position, when the time is 0, the object is basically at 4 meter. This is the starting point at t is equals to 0. The object is at 4 meter. But the moment I increase the time to 1, if I'll put 1 here, I'll be getting 1 minus 2, 1. 1 square is 1 meter. Here is the distance. The distance traveled is 0 meter here, because I'm starting the object from the 4 meter only. And at t is equals to 1 second, the object is at 1 meter. T is equals to 1 second, the object is at 1 meter. The distance traveled from here to here is 3 meter. So you can say that to move from 4 meter to 1 meter, the object has traveled 3 meter. And if I'll take time as 2 seconds, the position, because this displacement gives us the position of the object. Displacement equation gives us position. So for t is equals to 2, we are getting 0 here, and the distance traveled is 1 meter. Similarly, this is the hint. Can you now solve it? Sir, gravitational is done. Yes. Thank you. Very good, Aditya. Very good. 8 meter, Navdeep. Navdeep gave the answer, and 8 meter is the correct answer. So I have already given you the hint. I have already given you the hint. So t is equals to 0 second, t 1 second, t 3 second. Here I'm taking t as 3 second. If you put 3 here, you will be getting 1 meter. The distance travel is 1 meter. If you put t is equals to 4 second, you will be getting 4 minus 2, 4. Again, it's going 4. It's 3 meter. You have to, like, distance always added. So if you have to find out the net distance traveled by the object, net distance traveled, it will be 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 4, 8. 8 meter. 8 meter is the correct answer for this question. And let me check. Let me check your logic. After this question, I hope that this question is clear to you. Is it clear? Please give me the emojis. That is what I want from all of you. All right, let's light up this session with your energies. Drop your attendance in the chat along with the fire emojis, please. Let's move towards the next part. Let me check your logic. How much logical are you? Consider that I am having a cube of side A. I am having a cube of side A. And there are 2 insects here. I'm having 2 insects. One is ant, and the another one is common fly. I'm having 2 insects, the ant and the fly. The side of the cube, this is a cube. The side of the cube is A. The height, breadth A. Everything is A. All in cube, we have all the side. So starting from this point to just diagonally opposite B point, this B point is diagonally opposite. Tell me the minimum distance. Find the minimum distance for ant and fly. Find the minimum distance for ant and fly. You first tell me, will it be equal? Will it be equal for ant and fly? when ant and fly are moving from one end of a cube to the other end, diagonally opposite, it is going. Tell me, dude, please use your logic. I'm testing your logic. You will going to become an IITN, an IITN, or an engineer. So you must have a very good logic, right? Please do let me know that if we are starting from this point and going to this point, what will happen? Do let me know. Wow. Devi, Navadeep, the Lord has given us the answer, and root 2, 2 plus 1 into a. Okay, let's see. Any other? Any other person? Study. Okay. Let me solve this. And many of you are thinking why there are two insects, ant and fly. Answer could be same, but I'm telling you, answer is different. Ant can't fly. So ant can't go directly from here to here, right? First of all, let me solve this for fly. If I'll solve this for fly, then what will happen? Let's see. Because fly part is very easy, and I have seen that many of my students gave correct answer when I asked this in the class. But for the ant, they give me the wrong answer. So for the fly, we know that fly can directly go from A to B, right? So I'm taking that part only. That considering that fly can move from A to B directly. So this could be the displacement also. Considering this point, this cube here. Let me place this cube here. You have to join this point A and B directly. This is A, this is A. If I'll join this diagonal, so this diagonal will be root to A. This is A, and that will be perpendicular to this. Okay. It's like I'll be having one plane here. Okay. And in that plane, there will be one diagonal. The diagonal distance is root to A. And there is another perpendicular here of distance A. So my answer S will be A square plus root 2 times of A whole square. Displacement will be A square plus 2 A square. S will be root 3 times of A. I hope you all get the correct answer for this. For the fly, it's root 3A. Fly part is very easy. I already told you that all of my students have gave this answer correct. But many of them got incorrect answer for the ant. Why? Because ant can't fly. And if ant can't fly, how will ant go from A to B? Ant have to move. Let's see. This is a cube. I'm considering the plane of the cube here. I'm considering these two planes. The first one is the lower plane and the another one is the opposite plane. So for this plane, what I am having, I can draw complete like this A and this A. This is A, this is A. Altogether, it will be 2A. And this is A here. Basically, I'm taking this part. The end has to move this path. Okay. So if I'll open this cube, then what will happen? You will be getting one box here. If I'll open this, you'll be getting one box here, the another box here. This is the box which we are considering. U1. One box is there. This block is purple. Okay. Our ant is moving from this point A, this point B. This is the B point. Turn this, and topmost here. We have this and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spaces are there. Okay. So what I'm telling you that this is 2A and this is A. And the ant is moving from this part to this part. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? That if I open this cube, I'll be getting this type of diagram. And we have to calculate this. This is the our displacement for the ant, SA. This is SF for fly. For SA, for ant, our answer will be 2A whole square plus A square. That will be root 5A. So your answer here is root 5A. If you get the correct answer, then do let me know in the chat section. And if you get the correct answer, then also do let me know in the chat section that why you get the wrong answer and why you get the correct answer. And also do let me know that what you were thinking while solving this question, because this is logical question. Do let me know in the chat. I'm seeing all your chats here. It's not visible here. And Lord Navdeep, do let me know what is there. You have to do one thing. Your dreams must be big. You have to act small and act now. Be active in the class. We cannot have foreground without having the background. So this is the background which we are creating now. Knowing the complete concept for the distance and the displacement and how it can be applied. This is not JEE main level, but this is for the JEE advanced level, that if in advanced question you will be getting, you have to calculate the distance and displacement. This type of questions could come. Fine. Let's move to the next part. Then after the distance and displacement, what we are having is we have some different terminologies. As you know that motion is about position change. Motion is about position. And to represent the position change, we have two concepts: distance and the displacement. You know that physics is very important. If you are not considering the data, if you are not considering the mathematical equation, the physics is the simplest subject to understand. You all know that if anything falls, it will fall on the earth. Everything fall. If I'll tell you that why everything is falling, you will say that due to gravity, isn't it? So here, what I'm telling you, that to show the position, to change in position, we have, like, physics is simple. If we keep that thing till the concept, but if I have to represent the concept into the mathematical format, we have to use various terms, and that's why what I'm using here is different terms. So to represent the motion, the first thing what I have to do is to get the position change. And to represent the position change in terms of data, in terms of mathematical representation, I have two quantities, distance and the displacement. And I have explained you both these quantities and which type of questions might come in your exam, right? Next thing, now the scientists were more concerned that how fast these positions are changing. Now scientists are more concerned about that how fast these positions are changed. So they have to look for another term to represent it in the mathematical format. So they come out with another term which is known as speed. So speed, if I'll talk about, it's the rate of change of distance. So you can write it as distance divided by time. And if I'll talk about the displacement, here there is another term. I'll keep this as 1. This is the first thing which we have to study. This is the second thing which we are doing here. The second term is here, velocity. Velocity is displacement divided by time. The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. This is displacement divided by time. The rate of change of displacement is known as velocity. To represent distance, we generally use a variable x here. To represent displacement, we use s. But there are scenarios in the questions where we also use x for the displacement and s for the distance. So it is not the major concern that which variable we are using to represent x or s. Okay, so here for the speed, we have different segregation. One is the average speed, and the another one is the instantaneous speed. If I'll talk about the average speed means the total distance traveled by the object divided by total time. It's total distance divided by total time. Here for getting the instantaneous velocity, it's equals to total displacement for getting instantaneous velocity. It's not about this. I'm concerned about here instantaneous speed. So for getting instantaneous speed, you have to differentiate it, dx divided by dt. Okay. Then similarly, for the velocity, we have two different terms, the average velocity. For the average velocity, we generally look for total displacement divided by total time. And for instantaneous velocity, we look for differentiation ds by dt. And then scientists are more concerned about that how fast these velocities are changing. So they get another term which is known as the acceleration. And then another, there are few scientists who are more concerned about that how fast the acceleration is changing. But that we do not have to study. Okay, that is known as jerk. But jerk is not in the syllabus. And what is not in our syllabus, we will not be doing that thing. So here, the another term is also there. If we are more concerned about it, how fast this velocity is changing, there is a term known as acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. The acceleration is rate of change of velocity. We represent it by a. So this is dv dt, v minus u divided by t. And also you can write it as a is equals to v dv by dx. We'll be studying this thing in detail, and there are relationship between the displacement, velocity, and acceleration. We'll be doing that. So these are basically few terms which you must know. And you know that the favorite topic, the favorite, I would say, the subtopic of JEE examiner is to frame the question from average speed and the average velocity. So I am a kind of a teacher who teach you in patterns, because I believe that if you see the numericals in pattern, your speed will increase, your score will increase. So important pattern you have to know. The first one is for the average speed. As you know, it, to get the average speed, we basically use a formula, total distance divided by total time. This is the formula which we are having. And if I'll use one pattern here, a, from A to B, we have divided the whole distance into multiple equal parts. We have divided the whole distance into multiple equal parts. And each part is of length x. This is of length x, this is of length x, this is of length x. So the total length here is nx, right? And the velocity here for the first part is v1, velocity for the second part is v2, velocity for the third part is v3, v4, and so on till vn. So what you know about this pattern is that there is equal part, or I can say equal distance traveled by the object, and that is equals to x. There are different velocities with which the object is traveling these parts. There are different velocities through which different velocity traveled by the object, right? v1, v2, v3, v4, so on, so on, so on, it's going. So if I need to find out the average speed here, I'm considering the speed, so I'll be taking speed here. So if you have to calculate the average speed, I'll be using the simple formula. It's the total distance divided by total time, and I know that the total length of this complete thing is nx, so I'm writing nx here. But what about the time? I do not know the time here, because as per my question which I have framed, I didn't include the time here. Similarly, while getting a question from the NTA, you won't get the time. So how would you get the time? For the time, you have to calculate it. And For the calculation, you have to use one simple formula here, that speed is equals to distance divided by time. And to calculate the time, you can use distance divided by speed. So to get the time, you have to use distance divided by time. So we know that the distance is x here, velocity is v1 here. So what will be the time t1? T1 will be x divided by v1. So I can write it as x divided by v1, x divided by v2. Similarly, you can go till x divided by vn, right? And you can take x as common and it will not be there. You can easily remove it. This is the formula which we got. Right? So for every speed, this is the formula which we got. So you can write for every speed, if I'll take a simple term, V average. So you can write it as V average is equals to N divided by 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2, so on, 1 by Vn here, right? Keep N here. This is one of the formula which we will be using. And there is another formula which states that N divided by V average is equals to 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus 1 by Vn. Okay, so this is the formula which we are getting. And which type of questions you will get? There is directly NTA is asking a simple formula. What will happen if we are dividing this thing into two parts? What will happen if we are dividing this thing into two parts? Two equal parts. If there is two equal parts, you can consider this thing as that an object is moving from A to B with a velocity of v1 and it's coming back with velocity v2. Your V average, because there is only two parts, you will keep this as 2 divided by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2, and after solving it you will be getting 2v1 v2 v1 plus v2. So this is the direct formula which you could use. Similarly, if this is not the diagram you will be getting, you might get this type of diagram also, that an object is moving from A to B, then from B to C, and the distance traveled by this object is x and x. These are the equal distances the object is traveling, and the velocity with which this object is traveling is v1, and the object with which the object is traveling from B to C, it's v2. So this is the formula for two parts when there is two equal parts. And believe me that this NTA has asked this formula directly. Means if you know this formula, you will mark it, and you will be marking this answer in within 2 seconds, and you can use that time to solve other questions, right? As I already told you that we cannot have foreground without having the background. So this is the background which I am creating for you. And this is the pattern which you will be getting in your JEE exam. The questions are not important for us. All the questions which I am going to solve here in this class is not important for you. What is important for you is to get the pattern of questions which I am showing you here. Because these are the patterns which repeats in your exams. And I am pretty much 100% sure that these patterns will be there in your exam. Let's move. What will happen if there is 3 equal parts? If there is 3 equal parts, I could say an object is moving from A to B, then B to C, then C to D. all of them are having the same distance x x x, and the velocity with which the object is traveling from A to B is v1, from B to C it's v2, from C to D it's v3. Then if you have to calculate the v average, you can keep p here, 1 divided by v1 plus 1 divided by v2 plus 1 divided by v3. Then you will be getting 3 v1 v2 v3, v1 v2 v2 v3 plus v3 v4. So this is the formula for p equal parts. You know what is the simplest strategy to ace any exam? This is the first exam which you are giving for undergraduate, and once you get admission in engineering, you will also be preparing for the master's exam. You must know that what is the right skill, what is the right strategy which you must follow and which really works for you. You all are studying from class 1st to class 12, so it's almost 12 years of academic life which you all may have experienced, right? In these 12 years of academic life, there are some things which works for you and there are some things which not, isn't it? Do you know really that what are the things that really works for you and what are the things that do not? To get it, you have to write it in the paper. And the strategy which I am following is, whenever you are reading, whenever you are solving any questions related to physics, this is the strategy which I want you to follow. My strategy is look for pattern. Look for pattern whatever you are studying. This is the skill which I want in all of my student. You know that science is same for everyone. Science is same for me, science is same for you, science is same for everyone who is preparing for the JEE exam. But the main difference is about the art. Getting a good rank in JEE exam requires two things: the science plus art. Science is same for everyone. Art is different for everyone. But if you look at any of the art, you might say that it's a beautiful art. Or the other person could say, what kind of art it is? It's not the art. And if they listen the price of the painting or the statue, they will be more astonished, I would say. So to clear the JEE exam, you have to combine both these things, the science and the art. And you know that I am an artist and I'll be teaching you so many arts, so many hacks, that if you utilize them the way I am telling you, you will be able to solve physics numericals very easily. I'm not a kind of a teacher who will be teaching you multiple things and telling you that these questions will come. I'll be teaching you very few things and I'll be telling you that these few things, if you do it correctly, you'll be getting exactly same patterns in your question paper. So whenever you are reading anything or solving anything, my strategy is for look for the pattern. You have to first recognize the pattern, because everything in this universe is having a pattern. If a person is successful, there is a pattern why he or she becomes a successful person, why he or she is able to clear the JEE exam. You have to recognize that pattern, and once you recognize, you must be able to use that pattern. Like here, what I told you, that this is basically a pattern of the question which you might get in your exam for the average speed, right? For the average speed, you know that for the 2 equal part, this will be the formula. For 3 equal part, this will be the formula. And I want you to remember this formula for n parts. If we are dividing a distance into n equal parts, you must know that how to solve that question. Are you getting my point? So you have recognized this pattern because of me. I told you, I show you, I expose you to this variable right? I exposed you to this pattern, and once you recognize this pattern, once you are exposed to this new pattern, you can use that pattern in multiple questions, right? Can you use that? And if you can use that, are you able to create, are you able to create new pattern? That if examiner is in a bad mood, which type of question he or she might prepare from this topic? If you get at this level, the level at which you can yourself judge that these type of question might come in the exam, this is the level when you can assure yourself that yes, you will get selected. I can assure, yes, he or she can get selected. I am a teacher who have 10 years of experience from online and offline, and I have seen these kinds of student who knows that this type of question has come in the previous years, and these types of questions might come in the exam. So this is the level which we have to achieve, right? So this, whenever you are reading or solving strategy, look for these things. Are you getting my strategy? At how we are going to apply this strategy? How we are going to apply this strategy? And it might happen when you are solving some questions, when you are solving some numericals, it might happen. It's a normal thing that you might not able to solve that. It doesn't mean that you are weak. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to clear the exam. It just simply mean that you are not exposed to that different pattern. And get more exposure. The rule of success is to get exposed. Success is equals to the exposure you are having. It's not about the exposure what Urfi Javed do. It's about the exposure what we require to get succeed in life. It's about the exposure for a student, the exposure for the different patterns of questions, exposure for the different types of questions, exposure for the different techniques which you could use. And do you know why you require all these exposure? Because the college which you get will give you more exposure to the companies where you can apply. If you get into the IIT, you get the exposure to get into the world's best MNCs. If you get into the NITs, you will get the best MNC and the Indian companies. If you get in the B grade colleges, you will get very less exposure. So it's all about the exposure which you are getting, right? It's all about the exposure which I am giving to you, that these types of questions might come in your exam. So I already told you that science is same for everyone, but the art is different. And I am an artist. I will be showing you such a beautiful pattern of questions that once you read from me, once you study from me, you will be seeing patterns in every question. And you will see that, array, these kinds of questions are coming in our exam, and we thought that this question is different, this question is different. Nothing is different. Science is all about getting the uniqueness. Not getting the uniqueness, it's about the generalization. Science is the deadly enemy of uniqueness. Science tells that there is nothing unique in this world, right? Science is the deadly enemy of uniqueness. I always tell my student, science is the deadly enemy of uniqueness. It is same for everyone. Science is same for everyone. It's not unique, but art is unique. And that is what makes me different, and that is what makes you different. Because when you study with me, you will be my student, and you'll be seeing different questions. You won't be seeing the questions there. You have to look for the pattern, that which type of questions might come in your exam. I hope that this strategy is clear. Please write down in the comment. I want all of you to light up the comment section if you are clear with the strategy which we will be following. Is it clear? Your dreams have to be big. Your steps must be small when you are starting, and you have to do it now. Do let me know. How's the Josh? Lord Ratan, Navdeep, Devi, Madish. How's the Josh? These are the things which we will be doing. Let's move to the next part. Let's move to the next part here. Let's talk about the displacement. As I already told you, that there is a relationship between the displacement, velocity, and acceleration, and we have to find out. We represent displacement by S, we represent velocity by V, we represent acceleration by A. For getting the velocity from the displacement, we have to differentiate the displacement function. How we can do that? Let me take a simple example here. S is equals to 5t cube plus 3t square plus 7. This is the displacement which we are having. And if I have to get the velocity, I need to differentiate it. And once I differentiate this, what will happen? What will happen? We have to take the power off and reduce the power. I'll be getting 15 t square plus 6t, right? This is what I will get, the equation for the velocity. And for the acceleration part, you have to differentiate the velocity function dv by dt. So you'll be getting acceleration as 30t plus 6. So this is what you will get. So what we are doing basically, if we are moving from displacement to velocity, velocity to acceleration, we are doing the differentiation. We are doing the differentiation. This is the basic definition. I have seen some students are very confused about that, sir, when to do differentiation and when to do integration. And they are always confused. They are confused because they are running their brain more. They are finding any logic. It's all about the definition what we are having, right? So velocity is the rate of change of displacement, acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So this is what we are getting here. And now for the acceleration, you must remember this formula as well, that acceleration is equals to dv by dx. Why I am telling you? Because this is the favorite formula among the examiner. How we can get that? We know that acceleration is equals to dv by dt. You can multiply this by dx and dx, and from here I can get dx by dt is equals to v. This will become velocity, and we will get dv by dx. So this is what we will get. And to get the velocity, if we are having a graph of acceleration versus time, I'll be teaching you graph also in this session. And you know that I haven't found any of my student who got graph questions wrong. Why? Because there is also a strategy to solve the graph question. You know that when you are solving an MCQ, you have to find the answer. You have to find that which one of the graph is correct, right? So you will become a champ in that using my technique. Technique is very simple. I will teach you. Here, what I'm telling you, that if we are having a acceleration versus time graph, and there is a curve, the area under that curve that means velocity acceleration dot dt, integration of velocity is equals to integration of a and dt. So the same you can get it by getting the area under the curve. For getting the displacement, similarly you can get the displacement using the velocity time graph. See, if we are having a velocity as ds divided by dt, I can get the ds is equals to v dt, and the displacement will become an integration of v dot dt. This is what I will be getting. So similarly, here you can write it as velocity displacement. You can write it as displacement is equals to integration of v dot dt. So what does it mean? It means that for getting the displacement, you can either take the vt graph, and when you are taking the area under curve, you will be getting the displacement. This is the area under curve. Or you have to do the integration. So there are two things which you could do. Is it clear, my dear? Is it clear, my dear? Similarly, here also, if you didn't get that how I'm getting this thing, so we know that acceleration is equals to dv by dt. So this dv part will give me a dt, and to get the velocity, I have to integrate it a dt. Okay, so this is what we got. I hope that this thing is clear to you. Let's move towards the question part. Here is a question from a DC Pandey book. We are given a equation x that is equals to 2t square plus 4t minus of 6. This is the equation which we are having. We have to find out the average velocity, and I always told you that do not become a hero while calculating the average velocity, because this is one of the favorite question from the examiner. And you know that there are so many tricks to get the average velocity very fast, but those tricks you might not remember when you are writing the exam. So it's better to keep a track of the concept very well, what I am teaching you. So here if we are given a equation for the x, and you have to calculate the v average, you can take x. This must be the change in displacement. What is the velocity average? Average velocity, what is the average velocity? Change in displacement. You can write it as change in displacement divided by change in time. For getting the displacement, it's x4 minus x0 2. The time is given to us. It from t is equals to 0 to t is equals to 2 seconds. So I'm taking here my final position. And here I'm taking the initial position. Okay, divided by t. Time is 2 seconds. To get that, if you have solved it, please let me know in the chat. You have to put this 2 to the square plus 4 2 minus of 6 minus here 2 0 square plus 4 0 minus of 6 divided by 2. You can cut it. Minus 6 here, these are zeros, multiply by 0 will become 0. Then I'll be getting v average is equals to 2 4 to the 8 8 plus 8 divided by 2. That means 16 divided by 2, 8 meter per second will be my average speed, average velocity. Is it okay? And what if in the next part, for the B part, I'm telling you that you have to find the instantaneous velocity find the instantaneous velocity at t is equals to 2 seconds. Find out. So for getting the instantaneous velocity, when any equation is given, we have to do one thing. We have to first differentiate and get the velocity equation. So to get that, velocity is equals to dx by dt. And if you differentiate this, you will be getting 4t plus 4. Is there anyone who do not know how to differentiate? Please let me know. Never be ashamed in front of your teacher, because teacher will know your level once he will get your result, right? So if you do not know, please let me know. I will discuss it in the class, or I'll take a separate session for that. Now we know that velocity is equals to dx by dt, 4t plus 4. You can consider this as 4 multiplied by 2 plus 4. It's 8 plus 4. You'll be getting 12 meter per second, right? Is it clear, my dear? Well, Ganesh, instantaneous velocity. Very good. Ratan, you got the wrong answer. Lord, it's not here. Okay, next. There is another question. As I always told you, that there are three different terms: the displacement, the velocity, and the acceleration, which you are currently handling. And you might get equation like in the previous question, we got the x and we have to find the velocity. Here, we are given a velocity equation and we have to find out the distance. This is what we have to find out. And previously, I was discussing that the questions are not important for us at all. Questions are not important. What is important for us to get the pattern of questions which might come in your exam. So what is the pattern here? So pattern is that there is a relationship between the displacement, velocity and acceleration, and any of these quantity might be given in your question and they will be asking the other quantity, right? So what is happening here? They have given us the velocity equation as at square plus bt square, and they are asking that what is the distance traveled between 1s and 2s. You must know a relationship between the velocity and the displacement, because from the velocity I have to find out the distance, right? So there must be a relationship. We know that velocity is equals to the differentiation dx by dt, right? And from here, if I found out dx, it will become at plus bt square dt. And if I need to find out x here, I'm doing it for you. I'm making it in different steps. Otherwise, if I get the equation here, I'll be doing instantly the integration here only, at square bt cube divided by 3. So the speed will be very fast, right? So you can get here x, you have to integrate it, at plus bt, I can write it as at dot dt from 1 to 2 plus bt square dot dt from 1 to 2. We'll be getting a t square divided by 2 to 1 plus b t cube divided by 3 to 1. You can write it as x is equals to a by 2 t square. Look at here, we have to put first the value of 2, so it will be 2 square minus of 1 square plus b divided by 3. Here we have to put the value of t as 2 here and the value of t as 1 here. So I'll be getting 2 cube minus of 1 cube, right? This is what I have to do. And I always tell my student that please keep your eye towards the option, because it's not about solving the question, it's about getting the answer. In JEE exam, you have to mark the answers correctly, right? You do not have to show your knowledge that you will be able to solve it. This you have to do in your board exam. So I am getting this thing, x equals to 4 minus 1, 3. 3 by 2a plus 8 minus 1, 7, 7 by 3 b. So this is what I'm getting. So this will give me the option number B. I hope that this thing is clear to you. Is it clear, my dear? As you know that I'm not looking for the best student, I'm looking for the right student who is ready to make a transformation change. Shall we move? I'm telling you that your life will never be same again if you follow my strategy. Then let's move. Here is another question. In this question, we have given that x is equals to 4t square, and I told you that question is not important for us. What is important for us is the pattern. This is given to you, and what they are asking the velocity. This is the pattern which I am telling you that this type of questions might come in your exam. And what I told you, what is our strategy? The question is not important for us. What we are doing? We are following a RUC strategy, that first you have to recognize the pattern, and I hope that you might have recognized the pattern that this type of questions are coming again and again in the JEE exam. And if you have recognized this question, you are also able to use this. Ah, I think that it's fine now, right? I think that it's fine now. Wait a minute. The battery got discharged. What I was telling you, that I'm not looking for the best student, I'm looking for the right student who are ready to follow my strategy and who are ready to transform their life, right? So I was telling you that you have to look for the pattern, not for the question. The pattern is here, that there are three variables which we are handling currently. So first one is the x, another one is the v, and another one is the a. So what type of questions might come in your exam? That either x is given. So if x is given, you have to find out either v or a. If v is given, you have to find out either x or a. If a is given, you have to either find x and v, right? These types of questions might come in your exam. So look for the pattern, use that pattern, and create that pattern, that which type of questions might come in your exam. And if you have achieved this level, that means that this type of pattern, this type of question from this topic is clear to you, right? And this question is from JEE Main 2023. So I told you that how we have solved it. That x is given to us, we differentiate it to get the velocity equation, then we put the value t as 5 seconds. So velocity is equals to 8 into 5. It will be 40 meter per second. And I hope that all of you might get the correct answer, right? Harshan, where are you from, Harshan? Ratan, Dharna, Dhiran, Ganesh, Ratan, thanks for letting me know that my voice is not coming. I hope that this thing is clear to you. Let's move. Let's move. So I told you that that pattern is important, right? Question was not important for us at all. The pattern is important. Now, a similar kind of question is there, but in a different way. From JEE Main 2019, we are provided with the equation x, it's alpha t plus beta t square minus of gamma t cube. And in the question, they are asking that when the particle attains zero acceleration, its velocity will be. So what you need to find out? You need to find out the velocity. You have to find out the velocity, but velocity at a particular location, at a particular condition. So earlier I was telling you that this is a pattern where something out of these three things, something will be given to you, and you have to find the other two or another value, right? So in this question, this is given to us. We have to find out this, but at a condition, there is condition of the third value. The third value, there is a condition that acceleration must be zero, right? So I told you that question is not important for us. The pattern is important. There are three things, three variables which you have to interconnect, right? So I told you that one thing will be given to you and other thing you have to find out. In this, they have changed it. They have changed it little bit. Let's solve this question. How we are going to solve this? X is given. For finding the velocity, we have to differentiate it, right? Dx dt. So I'll be getting alpha plus 2 beta t minus of 3 gamma t square. So this is what we will get. To get the acceleration, you have to again differentiate this velocity equation. So you'll be getting 2 beta minus of 6 gamma t. And there is a condition for this. Condition for A. At A is 0. So this is the condition given in the question. So if you put the value of A here, it's 2 beta minus of 2 beta is equals to 6 gamma t 3. So t will be beta by 3 gamma. So time will be equals to beta by 3 gamma. And if you put this value here, you will be getting alpha plus 2 beta. Value of t we are putting from here. 2 beta divided by 3 gamma minus of 3 gamma. Beta square divided by 9 gamma square. 1 gamma will cut here, 3 will cut here. So you will be getting alpha plus beta. This will be our answer. I hope this thing is clear to you. Is this thing clear? You know that the only reason you fail is because of you. There is no other reason. It's not about the condition, it's about the decision what you make every day. Like today you make a decision that you have to attend my lecture, and in this lecture you are learning many things, I think. Are you learning any new thing? Or do you know all of these concepts? Please let me know in the chat. Now let's move towards the next question. This question is very, very important because many of my students have asked this question. Similar type of question was there in JEE 2022, I think. And whoever have done the previous year question was able to solve this question from JEE 2024. This question I have taken from JEE Main 2024 April attempt, and you might be giving the January attempt or again for the April attempt. So this question is very important for you because I'm always taking the questions which is asked by my student as a doubt. So here, what is given to you? A particle moves in a straight line. So this question is from 1D, so that the displacement x at any moment of time is x square is equals to 1 plus t square. This is the displacement equation given to you. And you have to find out the acceleration at any time. And you are writing this as x to the power of minus n. As this question do not have the option, so I'm assuming that this comes in the numerical part, right? So how to solve this question? The first thing, what you have to do is differentiate it. If you differentiate it, you will be getting 2x dx by dt. 1 is the constant here, so it's 2t, right? So you can write it as 2x dx by dt is the velocity, it's 2t. I'll cut this, xv is equals to t. So xv is equals to t. I'm marking this equation as 1. Okay. Now, if again you differentiate this using the product rule, what we are having, keep this term as it is, differentiate this dv by dt. Now keep this term as it is, differentiate this, and this you will get 1. So this will become xa, this will become v square, and this will become 1. You have to find a. A will be 1 minus v square divided by x. Okay. Now from this equation, I can take v as t by x, put this v here, you will be getting a is equals to 1 minus t square divided by x square divided by x. I'll be getting 1 by x minus of t square divided by x cube. Whenever you are getting an equation related to this, we have to take the higher value. We have to take the higher value. Like they are asking that acceleration at any time t. So here in this equation, we are having a time t. We have time t here, right? So I can say that acceleration at any time t is proportional to x to the power of minus 3. So my answer will be 3 here. This is my answer. I hope you get the answer. This question is from JEE Main 2024 April attempt. Is it clear, Ratan? Harshan, Tamil Nadu. Okay, Harshan Gowda from Bengaluru. Okay. Meeru Ellanaru. And Dharanidharhan from Tamil Nadu. Let's move. Now, we have done the questions related to when we are provided with the equations. In equations, we have the either x is varying according to the time, or the velocity is varying according to time, or the acceleration is varying according to the time. There might be some situation when we are getting the acceleration as constant, and when the acceleration is constant, we are having a beautiful equation which is known as equation of motion. And you know that I am the champion of the equation of motion. It's v minus u equals to at, v square minus u square is equals to 2as, and third one is s is equals to ut plus half at square. So these are the three equations of motion given by the Newton. And he told us that if the constant acceleration is there, you can use this equation to get your answers. You can use this equation to solve any type of question if there is constant acceleration. Okay, and I am putting another equation here, the fourth equation, and which is very important considering the previous year questions of the recent times from 2023 and 2024. You might get the questions from the nth, snth, the distance traveled in nth second. Snth stands for the distance traveled in nth second. Displacement, its displacement. Displacement traveled in nth second. Why travel here? Travel is not there. Displacement in nth second. So S nth is equals to u plus a by 2 2n minus 1. Considering the recent time, this equation is very, very important. Okay, now let's observe this. I want every one of you to be a very good observer, because if you become a very good observer, you become a very good student. So if, and you will be able to solve these types of questions in a few seconds, I would say. So let me tell you that how many variables are there. The first variable is u, the second variable is v, v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, s is the displacement here, the fourth one is the acceleration, and the fifth one is the time. Right? If you are from CBSE background, you might have studied these types of equations of motion similarly in class 9th as well, right? But in class 11th, we have some advanced level. So that is what I am going to teach you. If you see any of these equation, take any of the equation, you will be getting the first variable, the second variable. The first variable is v, second variable is u, the third variable is a, and the fourth variable is time. If I am considering the second equation, I'll be getting the first variable as v, second variable as u, the third variable as a, the fourth variable as s. We are having 4 variables also in the second equation. If I'm seeing the third equation, you'll be getting the first variable as s, the second variable as u, third variable as t, the third variable here also t, and the fourth variable as a. So if you closely observe this equation of motion, you are seeing that there are 4 variables being used in each of the equation, right? And in total we have 5 variables. In total we have 5 variables. You can name these 5 variables as UV set. And out of this UV set, in each of the equation, we are using 4 variables. So if you really want to solve these equations using the mathematical function, there must be 3 variables must be given to you. If these 3 variables are not given, then you would not be able to use this equation. And you know what? Out of these 3 variables, which might be given to you, you can easily able to find 2 variable. One is as per your knowledge. Harshan, Ratan, is it clear? So we can easily judge that which type of equation we have to use. Imagine that we are given UVS. There is a case if we are given with these variable. Can you tell me, if we are provided with these UVS, what we can find? We have to find A or T. This type of level I want from everyone. Now let's move. There is also one pattern here which you must know. But before that, let's solve one question from H.C. Verma book. H.C. Verma is a very basic book, the concept of physics, and I always recommend my student to solve S.C. Verma if you really want to crack JEE Main, because directly the question will come from S.C. Verma. Right? So there is a one question here. According to the question, a boy stretches a stone against the rubber tape of a catapult or gulale. So it's basically a kind of a device looking like this. Is there anyone in the class who have used this? Is there anyone in the class who have used this? This is basically a catapult or gulale, a device used to detach mangoes from the tree by boys in Indian villages through a distance of, so look out. We do not see the question, we look for the data from the question. So in this question, the displacement is given to us as 24 centimeter. And you know that while solving the numericals, you have to follow me. And my name is Manoj Kumar Sir. That means you have to keep the length in meter, weight in kg, and time in seconds. My name is Manoj Kumar Sir. You have to follow me while solving the numericals. You have to remember me that yes, Manoj Sir was there to improve my physics, right? The prize comes in the end of the journey, not in the starting. The prize always comes in the end of the journey. So displacement is 24 centimeter. You can write it as 24 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Before leaving the ground, the tape returns to its normal position, accelerating the stone over the, so I can say that u is equals to 0 meter per second here, and the velocity with which the stone is going, it's 2.2 meter per second. And they're asking that you have to find out the acceleration here. So you tell me that which equation I can use. I'm writing every equation. V minus u equals to 80. V square minus u square is equals to 2as. And s is equals to ut plus half 80 square. First of all, you tell me that if suv is there, you can find two variables. Two variables is left. One is a and the another one is t. Here, if you are seeing, you have to calculate t. So I am removing the equation in which t is there, right? So immediately I can get that this will be my choice of the equation. So v square minus u square is equals to 2as. A is equals to v square minus u square divided by 2s. So you can write it as u is 0 initially. U is 0. So I could write it as v square divided by 2s. V is 2.2 multiplied by 2.2 divided by 2 into 24 into 10 ki power minus 2. This is what we are getting. Can remove this or we are not removing this. If I'll take this power in the denominator to the numerator, I can write this as 22 into 22, 2 into 24. This is 11, 11, 1, 2, 121 divided by 12. It will be around 10.1. So 10.1 meter per second square will be your answer. Okay, I think it's clear. Ratan, Harshan, Ajay, bro, anyone Telugu? What will you do if there is anyone who knows Telugu? Meeru ella annaru. Do you want to create any disturbance here? If you know Telugu, then you must know Pichi, Noru Musko. Right? I know Telugu. What I was telling you, that I am not looking for the best student, I am looking for the right student who want to transform their JEE journey. I hope that this thing is clear to you. Now, let's look for the pattern. Right? There is one more pattern which we have to complete. The pattern is that if anything is falling only because of gravity, then we say that the motion is free fall. If the only force acting on the body is the force of gravitation, then we say that it's the free fall motion. Considering that the mass of this body is m1, the mass of the body is m2, and if we release them in a chamber where there is no air and we have created the vacuum, both of them will fall at the same time. Both of them will reach the ground at the same time. Okay. Now, let's see that which type of questions might come, which type of patterns you have to study to get that answers immediately whenever they are asking. Okay. So let me assume that this is my pattern 1. This is my pattern 1. In this pattern 1, I'm dropping an object, and whenever you are dropping an object, you are not providing any velocity to the object, so the initial velocity is 0, just like both falls the same. Yes, you have seen this in YouTube. Oh, great. What I'm telling you, that if you release this ball, I'm not providing any velocity using my fingers or my wrist, right? I'm a very good bowler. If you know how to play cricket, then if you got into the IIT Delhi, I will come and we will play cricket there. Okay. So what I'm telling you, that if I'm not providing any velocity to this ball using my fingers or the wrist, I'm just releasing it, then what will happen? This ball is getting the velocity, right? The initial velocity, because I'm main concerned about the variables. I'm main concerned about the variables. I'm not concerned about it what will happen, because what will happen, you all know, right? Even a rickshaw puller knows that what happens if I releases the ball. What you have to understand and how you could be a differentiator by analyzing that how the data is changing in the motion. So I'm saying here that the initial velocity is 0, the acceleration due to gravity is g here, and for a particular height, let's say the displacement will be h here. So as I know that there in total there are 5 variables, right? I told you that in kinematics we are basically dealing with these 5 variables only, and these variables are UV set. And you tell me that how many variables are given in this question. U is given, A is given, S is given. The 2 variables are left. The velocity, the final velocity, it's better to say final velocity is left, and the time is left. So this is what we have to find out. The time of the fall. The time of the fall we have to find out. And you tell me that which equation we might use to get the time. And that equation must not contain v, because v is also not known to us. The first equation that contains the time is v minus u equals to 80. But we can't use that equation because that equation contains v, right? Are you agreeing with me? So the next equation which contains t and do not contains v is s equals to ut plus half at square. And as you know that initial velocity is equals to 0, so s is equals to half at square. And if you find out the time will be 2s divided by a. And if you write this neatly as per the question condition which I have written here, so the displacement is h here and the acceleration due to gravity is g here. So this is the formula which I am getting. I hope that you all are agreeing with this formula. So this is the formula which we are getting here. Similarly, if you have to calculate the velocity here, there are some condition. You can't use the equation where time is used because time is unknown. And we already know that out of the 3 equations which we are having, the equation in the equations of motion, there is only one equation in which time is not there. That equation is v square minus u square is equals to 2as. Initial velocity is 0, so I'll be getting v square is equals to 2as. So v is equals to under root 2as. V is equals to under root v is equals to under root 2gh. I hope that this thing is clear to you. Let me give you one. Let me give you one example. What if you are dropping an object? What if you are dropping an object from a height 20 meter? If you are a height 20 meter and you are dropping an object, Initial velocity is 0, acceleration is equals to 10, displacement is 20 meter. Now you tell me that how much time it will take. For getting the time, you know that you have to use under root 2h divided by g, under root 2 into 20 divided by 10, it will be 2 seconds, right? Is it clear, my dear? Now, for the velocity with which it hits the ground, it's 2gh. So it's 2 into 10 into 20. It's 20 meter per second is the velocity with which it hits the ground. So this is what you will get the question, right? So what about the sign? Sign we usually take according to the nature. According to the nature, you know that when you are dropping an object, its speed will increase, right? And I know that acceleration increases the speed, deceleration decreases the speed. Why? Are you agreeing with me? Acceleration increases the speed, so the value will be positive, and deceleration decreases the speed, so value will be negative. Don't be confused about the sign convention. I already told you that I am the champion of that. You have to think in the right way, and if you think in the right way, you won't get confused. In any situation, if you get confused, ask me, because this is the only way you can get the clarification, by asking the right question. It's not about the answer, it's about the correct question which you are asking. So many of my students who have studied earlier from some teachers, they usually consider this as a very big problem, that what sign convention they need to follow. I always tell them, follow the nature, because physics is all about to see, observe the nature. So according to nature, if I am releasing this object is getting a speed, right? When this object is getting a speed, what does it mean? It means that speed is increasing, and if speed is increasing, what does it mean? It means that the acceleration is positive. I hope that this explanation is clear to you, and this is the pattern 1 in which you will be getting only these two types of questions. Is it clear? Right? Is it clear, my dear? And similarly, here we have to study the Galileo law of odd number as well. Galileo law of odd number. Galileo, Galilei, Galileo, uh, Galileo law of odd number. What does it say? It says that when you are releasing an object from a height h, when you are releasing an object from a height h, okay, you know that in first second, I'm taking that s is equals to ut plus half at square, right? And u is 0, so s will be equals to half at square. And if you place, take a as, take a as 10 here, so s will be equals to 5t square. This is the distance traveled by the object when we are releasing it, right? So for t is equals to 1 second, for t is equals to 1 second, I'm writing it the displacement, distance traveled. S is equals to 5t square. You'll be getting 5 meter, right? For t is equals to 2 second, what you'll be getting? 5 4 is 20, 20 meter. For t is equals to 3 second, what you'll be getting? 9 5 is 45 meter. For t is equals to 4 second, 16 into 5, 80 meter. Now I'll stop here. if I'll calculate that during first second, what is the first second here? First second means that the distance traveled in 1 second here from the starting. So for first second, first, t first, for time first, or I could write it as s first, s first. So s first will be 5 meter, but s second, that means the distance traveled by nth second. This is the distance traveled in nth second. Distance traveled in nth second. That means in the second, we have traveled only 15 meter, because 5 meter in 1 second is already traveled, and when the 2 second is finished, we have traveled 20 meter. So ultimately we have traveled 15 meter, right? So, and from here to here in the third second, we have traveled 25 meter. From here to here, fourth, we might have traveled 5 t 35 meter. And if you take the ratio of s1, s2, s3, s4, you will get 5 s to 15, s to 25, s to 35, 5 1 is 5, 5 3 15, 5 5 is 25, 5 7 is 35. There will be odd numbers which is coming here, right? First, second, third, second, fourth, second. So they all will be the odd numbers here. S1 is to S2 is to S3, S4 will be equals to 1 is to 3 is to 5 is to 7. They all will be the odd number here. So this you might be aware of, right? Shall we begin? Your life will never be same again. I am telling you again and again. Let's solve this question. This question is from JEE Main 2020, I think. So in this question, a boy standing at the top of a tower 20-meter high drops a stone. The velocity with which it hits the ground. This is from our notes, that if a boy standing at 20-meter, we are hitting the ground, the formula is under root 2gh. You can write it as 2 into 10 into 20. You will be getting the answer as 20 meter. So for 20 meter, it remains 20. This is from our notes. Next, a stone released with from the top of a tower reaches the ground in 4 seconds. That means the time is given to you and they are asking that what is the height of the tower. Similar type of question I have seen, that only the framing could be changed. This, what is happening? You have a tower here, h height. You have released a stone from there and it's reaching there in time t. We know that t is equals to under root 2h by g. Put a 4 here. H you do not know. Time g is 5. If I'll square this, it will be 16 h by 5. H will be 16 into 5. It's 80 meter. They are direct formula based questions which are coming. Direct formula based questions are coming. If you see recent pattern, you have to be well aware with these formulas. And I have already shown you the pattern. Now, there is another pattern. This is the pattern 2. This is the pattern 2. When you are throwing vertical throw, when you are vertically throwing something, this is related to a vertical throw. What is vertical throw? What is vertical throw here? Like this is the first, this is the ball I'm having, and I'm vertically throwing this ball upward, right? This ball is going up and it's coming down. Now, who is asking this question? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What a great name you are having. Go watch. Oh, why? Why you want them to go to the another channel? Are you a paid student? Here also, you do not need to pay anything, right? And if they are able to understand here, better. isn't it? Do you know that what does coaching provides you? The coaching provides you the discipline. Coaching provides you the experience. What the teacher is having, he's providing you the experience of the questions, right? And the third thing is, we are basically providing each and every module into the different parts. And Confucius, a Greek, a philosopher basically, I do not know from where he was. Basically, Confucius says, take one goal at a time, and your goal currently is to get JEE exam cleared. Right? Shall we move? I have rights to block some of the spammers here. Let's block them for the complete class. Hello Nishi, sorry for late. No issue. So let's solve. So this is the pattern 2. Now when we are throwing the object vertically, we are providing a velocity here. So I'm providing a velocity here. So the initial velocity must not be equals to 0. The acceleration here will be negative. Why? I already told you that you have to go with the nature, and in the nature, when you are throwing something, your velocity will decrease, and your velocity decreases only when there is deceleration, right? If I'm throwing this object upward, then its velocity decreases, and if this velocity is decreasing, what does it mean? It means, what does it mean? It means that there is deceleration. That's why its speed is decreasing, right? So I will be taking acceleration as minus g, and we know that at the peak point, the final velocity will be 0. So we know that the total variables we are handling in kinematics, the total variables we are handling in kinematics is uv sat, right? And out of these variables, you could say that v is given here, u is given here, a is given here. You have to find out s and t, and this is what given in the question. Means this is the pattern which I'm going to tell you: the maximum height and the total time. You have to find out. To get the time, there are two equation in which time is there, but I am telling you one more condition, that displacement must not be there. So I am left with only one equation in which displacement is not there and time is there. V minus u equals to 80. V is 0 here, minus u. This is minus of gt. You will get it cut. So time to get up, time to reach the topmost position is u by g. So what does it mean? It means that if you are starting from here, you are releasing the ball with the velocity u. This ball reaches a height particularly, and the time taken by this ball to reach the topmost point is u by g. If I am considering that there is no friction at all, no air friction, and if there is no air friction, you can say that time to go up is equal to time to go down. Time to go up is u by g, time to go down is u by g. The total time is 2u by g. Is it clear? Similarly, here we have to find out the s using the uva. So we have an equation: v square minus u square is equals to 2as. The velocity is 0 here. Minus of u square is equals to minus of 2gh. This will cut. The h will be u square by 2g. So these are the formulas which you are getting. This is the formula which you are getting. A new pattern. This is the pattern 2 when you are throwing a vertically upward. Okay, Nishi, Ratan, let's move. Here is the question. A ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second. Then velocity of the ball after 2 seconds. They are asking that if I throw this ball upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second, then after 2 seconds, what will be the velocity? So to get the final velocity, because we have to calculate the final velocity after 2 seconds, to get the final velocity, we have a formula u plus at, right? The initial velocity is 40, and when you are throwing the ball upward, it's not accelerating, it's deaccelerating. That's why minus will come here. Acceleration due to gravity will come, and 2. So I'll be getting v is equals to 20 meter per second. V is equals to 20 meter per second. Okay. I hope this is our answer. Let's move toward the next question. And now, what does it mean? It means history repeats itself. All eyes here. What I'm telling you, that if I'm throwing this ball upward, it's coming again downward, right? If I'm throwing this ball upward, it's coming again downward. If I am throwing this ball with the speed u, and I am giving this ball a time t I'm giving, in time t, I'm telling you that this ball has traveled a distance s. So this is basically a distance this ball has traveled. But again, as I know that its velocity is continuously decreasing, and you know that speed is equals to distance divided by time. So distance is equals to speed into time, right? You can write it as v, not get confused. So I'm writing that distance is equals to velocity into time, and I'm telling you that velocity is decreasing as we go upward. Your time remains same. So distance it travels in the next same time is less. Time is same, but I'm telling the distance is different. This is S2. This is S1. This is S1. This is S2. Okay. And again, if it comes back again, when coming back, this distance and this distance will be same. But you will not get, when this object is moving in the upward direction, you won't get the same distance traveled by the object if you are keeping your time same. You won't get. Why? Because the speed is decreasing, and if the speed is increasing, you will keep your time constant. You will be getting less this distance traveled by the object. When it's again coming back, again it's accelerating again, right? So the distance traveled by the object while going upward will always be equal to the distance traveled by the object when it's coming back between the same points. If this is point C, this is point D, this point will be C, this point will be D. And this is while coming downward, and this is while coming upward. This is what history repeats itself means. But the direction of the velocity, will get changed. The direction of the, you would be saying, magnitude will remain same, but the direction will be changed. Okay, let's move towards the next question. That which type of questions you might get in your exam, and if you solve these questions using the basic methods, it will going to take a lot of time. And as you know, that I told you that if you have to clear the JEE exam, if you want to clear your JEE exam, clearing JEE requires you to learn the science and art. Science is same for everyone. Science is same for me, science is same for you, science is same for every friend you are having. But the art is different. And the art of solving question is different, right? And you know that who am I? I'm an artist. I'm an artist of physics. I'm going to solve the toughest question in the easiest way. In the easiest way, in which you will be going to solve this. So here, a body is thrown vertically upward if it travels equal distances in 7th and 10th second. As I told you, that an object cannot travel the equal distances when it is going upward only or it is going downward only. If the distances are same, that it means that at one time the object is moving upward and in the another time the object is moving downward. Are you clear with this? Do let me know. Are you clear with this? Sir, you said that you teach kinematics. This is the kinematics, Nishi. Motion in a straight line is from kinematics. So the first one is according to logic. So if I'll follow the logic, you know what does 7th mean? 7 second mean that 6 second is completed. 7 second is yet to complete. And another, if I'm telling you the 10 second, for the 10 second, it's for the 10th second, I'm saying it's 9 second and 10 second. So I know that for these parts, the distance will be same. The object will reach its maximum. The object will reach its maximum at time 8 second. T8 is the time taken by the object to reach the topmost point. And we know that t is equals to u by g. So the initial velocity they are asking is tg. So you can get t is equals to 8 into 10. So it's 80 meter per second is the answer what we are getting. 80 meter per second is the answer which we are getting, right? And if I'll tell you the trick, shortcut trick, short trick, then you can use the time is equals to nth plus mth minus 1 divided by 2. So here, according to this trick, the t is equals to 7 plus 10 minus of 1 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is equals to 8 second. And once you get the 8 second, you will get this. Right? Is it clear, my dear? Is it clear? This is what you have to do. Let's use this trick here. In this question, it is given that an object travels equal distance in 4th and 7th second. When the object travels equal distance in 4th and 7th second, then what will be the initial velocity with which it was thrown? So I told you that keep a shortcut, 4 plus 7 minus 1 divided by 2. 7 plus 4, 11 minus 1, that means 10 by 2. It's 5 second. And if you need to find out u, it's tg. It's 50 meter per second. It won't take more time. You will be solving these questions in few seconds. Now, these options, okay, this question is from JEE Main 2024. Let's solve this question. According to this question, a bullet is fired into a fixed target. A bullet is fired into a fixed target. Let me take this as a fixed target in which the bullet is fired. And according to this question, a bullet loses bullet. Let me consider that this is the bullet. And this bullet is having a u, the initial velocity as u. And once this bullet once this bullet travels 4 centimeter it loses its velocity 1/3. That means this bullet is left with 2u by 3 velocity, right? I'm considering this as v1 because this is the intermediate velocity. And according to the question, it further penetrates d into, that means again it went t into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter before coming to rest. That means at this point, the final velocity is 0. So this is what given in the question. Right? How you will be going to use? How you will going to use? A question from JEE Main 2024. As you know, I told you that while solving the questions related to the equations of motion, you have to think in terms of data. What does data says? That we have 5 variables UV set, right? And out of these 5 variables, here we are known to have u, we are known to have v, we are known to have this, and acceleration is given as a constant value. So if I'll use one equation here, v square minus u square divided by 2s is equals to a, I can use this for v1 minus u square, v minus of v1 square divided by 2s1 and s2. Can I use this? You let me know. Can I use this equation here? And if I'll use this, I can get this answer immediately because I know that the velocity here is 2u by 3 whole square minus of u square divided by 2 into 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2, because I have to change this centimeter into meter. Please remember one thing, that whenever you are solving the physics numerical, you have to remember me. My name is Manoj Kumar. So you have to remember Manoj Kumar sir while solving the question. Your length must be in meter, your weight must be in kg, and the time must be in seconds. These 3 magical words you have to remember. So here, now at this point, we are getting minus 4u square divided by 3 divided by 9 minus 2 and 2 will get cut. t into 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay. Now. Now 4u square divided by 9 minus of 5u square divided by 9 divided by 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 minus of 4u square divided by 9 minus cut. D will be equals to 16 by 5 160 by 5. 5 3 is 15, 5 2 is 10. So D is equals to 32 meter. So D is equals to 32. This is what we are getting, right? So option number, this is. Did you get? Did you get the approach? I always tell you that question is not important for us. What is important for us is to get the approach right, is to get the pattern right. That these types of patterns is coming in your exam. What are the topics left so far for today? Nothing is left, because I'll be taking one graph is left, graph and relative velocity. I'll be taking that with the kinematics 2D. Okay, nothing is left. Do not take tension. Let's solve this question. This is the last question I'll be considering, and there are some questions which you can attempt. Okay, like if you have solved SC Verma, this question is directly from SC Verma, JEE Main 2022. This question is also from SC Verma. This question is also from HCV. So I'm telling you that these questions are from SCV. Let me solve this question. This question is very, very important and very, very easy. We must know that how to approach it, right? I told you that everything is done, only the graphs and the relative velocity. I'll be taking that part in kinematics 2D, because in kinematics 2D also there are some graphs. So for the graph part, I'll be taking that part in the kinematics 2D, and relative part also we will do it combinedly, because it's a crash course type. So if I'll tell you the relative velocity here, then again in the kinematics 2D, it will take a lot of time, right? So it's better to clear all the 1D concept here and another concept which is left in kinematics 2D. This is the last question for today's lecture. Okay, let's solve. Let's solve. In this, there is a train. There is a platform. And according to the question, for a train engine moves with a speed of 20 meter per second. I hope that you all might have sit in the train. Is there any rich guy who do not like train, or who didn't get the chance to sit in the train? Is there anyone? I'm telling you that if the initial velocity is 20 meter per second, if the initial velocity is 20 meter per second and the distance to cover is 500 meter, the velocity, here when the train will reach, it stops, right? You can find out the like final velocity is 0 here. You can use v square minus u square divided by 2s is equals to a. So I can get minus 20 into 20 divided by 2 into 500 is equals to a. This cut by 5.4. Acceleration is 0.4. So this is the acceleration of the train, and according to the question, the acceleration would not get changed, but the condition gets changed. In case 2, if the brakes were applied at half of its distance, that means the displacement is 250 meter now. The velocity is 220 meter per second. You have to know that what is the velocity, because we know that the acceleration now is 0.4 meter per second square. You have to find out the velocity. So to get the velocity, we are using v square minus u square is equals to 2as, and velocity, to find the velocity, it's u square plus 2as under root v is equals to 20 square minus of 2 into 0.4 into 250. V is equals to 400 minus 500 into 0.4. 50 into 4 is 200. So our answer is 200, and you have to write here as 200. This is your answer. Is it fine? Are you getting this approach? I am always telling you that while solving the numericals, the question is not important for you. What is important for you is to get the right approach, is to get the right pattern, because once you get this skill to get the pattern, to get the question get the approach, you will not face any issue. But if you are struck with the question, you will be facing issues a lot. Is it clear? Sure, sure, sure. I'll share the NCRT, highlighted NCRT with you guys. Okay. And there are few questions which are from JEE main exam. You can solve it later on. This will be your assignment. So your homework will be solve HC Verma book and solve PYQs from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2023, 2024. These 5 years you have to solve. Okay, so only these 5 years you have to solve. And I'll also provide you one assignment in our Telegram group. If you haven't joined our Telegram group, do let me know if you are facing any issues, because that Telegram group is very, very important, because I'll be going to conduct a few mentorship sessions there that will be totally free of cost, in which I'll be sharing my best strategies, best techniques, best insights, which will help you to gain a very great knowledge about the JEE exam. And sometimes these skills really helps you a lot, right? So this is all in this lecture. I'm signing off from this. Bye. And please do let me know in the comment that how was the lecture, and do share with your friends, because this thing is very, very important. We are very new. We just have started our YouTube channel. So we require support from your side. And if you provide support, I will provide each and everything to you. So bye.